Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Gear Change Show as on a Saturday night. So it is about 11:30 on a Saturday night. So by the time I'm done with this, I'm probably going to be uploading it. Um, probably won't probably be up till probably you guys probably won't see it till the morning anyway. But I do plan to upload a um, vlog tomorrow because I'm going to be watching the Daytona 500. So I think Alex Bowman's on pole for the Daytona 500, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today: NASCAR and racing. So yes, Daytona is tomorrow. I was going to do a race. I may do it early tomorrow and stuff like that, but I will see what's what. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do a race. I'm probably gonna do a race, probably on the oval with. I don't know. I was thinking of doing it with a stock car because with drafting you can get up to 220 miles an hour. I'm gonna obviously have to practice a little bit. I don't know if the race is probably only gonna be 10 laps long, probably 10 laps long, probably 10, 20 laps long. I'm going to do practice and qualifying. It's going to kind of be boring because I'm just going to set a time, and obviously I'm going to cut right to the race because if I go through the pack, it'll be interesting to you guys. So I'll do that, and I'll update you guys. I'll give you guys updates on how the race is going and stuff like that. I'm definitely going to be watching it tomorrow. But I wanted to talk about the Gear Change Show tonight. I wanted to talk to you guys about NASCAR and racing over on the international stage. Racing in racing over in Europe for NASCAR stock cars is American muscle cars and cars with big heavy engines is not an uncommon thing. Dan Gurney used to race a Chevrolet Impala over there. Graham Hill, I think, used to race one. And then Ford used to send over the lightweight Galaxies that were originally 4,000 pounds, but they trimmed them down to 3,000, like 200 to 3,200 to 3,500 pounds, because the average Galaxy was about 4,000 odd pounds, and it's in quite a bit of steel. So I will. So and there's also this whole Garage 56 thing with Hendrick Motorsports revealing its thing that they've just tested. They just tested everything in Ford Galaxy. So cars like so the Ford Galaxy, not the 58 to 59 one, and not the 60, not the I'm talking about the Thunderbird looking one, and really doesn't say the weight of these things, which kind of a downer actually. I know that they were there's a motorsport section in this, I think. Where's they raced them, I know that. So yeah, Ford Galaxy raced over in touring cars, and you get these very good battles with Ford and Chevrolet having these big 400 cubic inch V8s. I think the Falcons used not the Falcons. You'd have Falcons with like 289s in there, but you'd have the Chevrolet Impalas with 409s in them, and then you'd have the Galaxies with 406s or something like with 406s and 427s, and you'd yeah, I was right. Jack Brabham, Graham Hill, and Jack Sears would win in certain tracks. And stuff like that. And then, we used, if you guys watch British Saloon Racing, and then everybody was like, oh yeah, NASCAR. Um, Now, there is the Garage 56. Now, that brings me to Garage 56. NASCAR is thinking of bringing a Gen 7 car to Circuit de la Sarthe, or Circuit de la Sarthe, as most of the French know it. And they're thinking of running a 5.8 liter engine in it. There's talk of hybrid power, but we don't know yet. It's probably making a lot more power than what the original cars were making, because back in 1976 there was a Ford Torino and a Dodge Charger, Herschel McGriff, and then some other guy who ran the Gran Torino. Both cars did not fare very well. I think the Charger ended up breaking an engine because of the substandard French fuel, European French fuel, and the Gran Torino, I heard, was detuned a little bit because they kind of knew the gas was going to be bad. They ran very well, but it was more mechanical stuff. I think a wheel flew off. I think I was reading the story not long ago. I think the wheel flew off, and I think they went out halfway through. I think they went out like 11 or 12. So halfway through the race, they went out, in which kind of was bad, but they were faster than the Porsches and all the other GT cars, except some of the prototypes that were probably doing about 200 something miles an hour, but they were able to out accelerate a lot of the GT cars. So when it was announced back about 1 or 2 years ago that NASCAR wanted last year that they wanted to bring a NASCAR stock car back to Le Mans, they were sitting there like, oh, everybody won't be able to, they won't be able to do it, or it'll be too fat, it'll be too big, or it will be too heavy for them to run and stuff like that. So they have presented the car. There is a livery. The car is working lights, the car has diplanes, bigger spoiler, so it can have more downforce. The V8 is tuned to make power, but I think they're going to keep it down and cut the red line. They're going to let a hybrid motor kind of do it, because they're kind of testing a hybrid motor for NASCAR, which is kind of sacrilege. I hope they don't in the real Cup cars. But yeah, they're thinking of doing this, and it's got a 5-speed paddle shift gearbox, because I think they want to track Nissan and stuff like that into NASCAR, which I'm just going to say no. Toyota's already paying the ass enough. And they've also had to cut the weight down from 1,580 pounds all the way to 1,342, which if you guys don't want to do the math, it's 523 pounds that they're cutting out. So, so the car weighs about 3,502 pounds or something like that. So, so they're cutting the weight down. It's around what a GTD is gonna. It's around what a GTD is, and it was actually lapping Daytona, the Daytona road course, in about 46 seconds, which is about what the hybrid, which is what about the GTD class cars are doing. And but it's a little slower than GTE Pro, but or GTLM, um, but do I think that NASCAR is going to be able to succeed? Do I think they're going to last the race? Well, we'll have to see because it's because NASCAR. I hope they last quite a few hours. I hope they last the whole race because I don't think Hendrick's just going to spend all this money do this. I think Jimmy Johnson pilot, Mike Rockefeller's pilot, and I think Jensen Button's doing it. And Jensen Button, for those, I'm just going to say what all three have done in their lifetime. Jensen Button is a Formula One world champion and he's a multi-race winner with Braun, McLaren, and Honda, and Honda McLaren, and also Honda and stuff. Well, actually not Honda McLaren because Honda McLaren kind of sucked. He's won the Japanese Super GT Championship in a Honda NSX, or Acura NSX as they call it over here. That is no longer in production. Mike Rockefeller has won Le Mans twice, I think, and he's won multiple championships. He's won a lot of GT championships. Jimmy Johnson doesn't need no introduction. He's a 7-time NASCAR champion, and he's fit to do this. I just hope they put it in his contract clause on TV to say the word Chevrolet, because he never did it when he was in his NASCAR Cup car, or something that used to irk the living daylights on my father and I, and his dad. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that they're doing this. I think it's very nice that they're putting lights on and stuff like that. I wish I could show you a video, but YouTube unfortunately will curse me. So curse me, and will shut my channel down if I do this. Just look up NASCAR stock car, road course car for Le Mans, Garage 56, and you'll see the car with Daytona with lights, and you'll see the car with lights, and so obviously they'll have to go give the car rain tires, windshield wipers. They'll have to develop rain tires for the car, and develop rain tires, which I think they already have. But it should be a fun project. I think they should do good. The other thing is I hope that they finish well, and even though they're not going to be classified, they'll obviously, I'll give them an A for effort even if they're not up there. I think based on the lap times, I think they're going to be around. Well, we don't know yet, but somebody on YouTube tried to use a stock car around Lasarth in iRacing, and unfortunately it wasn't the modified Group 50 Garage 56 Z01 Camaro. It's a Camaro Z01, which is a great honor. They could have done Ford, but since Hendrick is with Chevrolet, they're going to do obviously the Camaro. They could have brought in a second one for Garage like 57, but they're not going to do that. But yeah, my luck, my hopes are that they do finish well and they learn a lot. Even if they don't finish, which I hope they don't do. Hopefully they learn a lot and they can put a lot for NASCAR, because now back to the Daytona 500. I think Alex Bowman's on pole. I think Kyle Larson's right behind him. I think the Hendrick guys did very well in the duels. I did not watch any of them. Actually, I meant to do that. And from what I heard, for 60 lap races, they were actually pretty good. And I think that's a testament to what they can do, what they can't do in NASCAR. But NASCAR's NASCAR, so what are you going to do? But the Daytona 500 should be good. I'm hoping there's no shenanigans and the rain stays away, hopefully. And I'm hoping that it's a clean race. And it's also 22 years it's also 22 years this year that we lost Dale Senior. I don't think to the day, 2001. Wow. Wow, it was almost, wow. So tomorrow will be, it's only 15 minutes in, so I'm only to 11:45, but yeah, so this time, yeah, so almost 22 years to the day, we actually lost Dale Earnhardt. And I remember Bill Elliott winning the. I remember Dale. I remember, yeah, Bill Elliott won the pole and stuff like that. Um, yeah, yeah. I think this was the last time. Yeah, I think this was the last time. Yeah, it was also the last time Bill Elliott um, actually competed. When was the last time? No, no, I think he competed more than that. For those of you who don't know, Bill Elliott's the fastest qualifier in history at Talladega back in 1987 with 212.8 miles an hour, so 213 miles an hour. Just think of that. So his last win was back in 2003 at Rockingham, almost 20 years ago. So, but I think he says um, last race he ran was 2012. So his last win was his last win was almost 20 years ago, but his last race was almost 11 years ago. So didn't know that. Actually, no. Actually, raced in the Xfinity Series in 2018 at Road America. Okay, didn't know that either. I know he competed. I know he competed in. I know he competed in the. For those of you, the Xfinity Series was basically the Busch Series back then. So, um, it's kind of ironic that 22 years ago we lost Dale. So, I was pretty sad because Dale was like a really good driver. I always liked watching him race, and it's sad we don't have him anymore. Um, but yeah, um, but yeah, I just thought I'd touch upon that very quickly. Um, so yeah. What else? I meant to tell you guys another thing. Um, so I so who do I want to win this race? I want Hendrick to win because but Ford, I don't know. Ford seems to kind of be seems to kind of be strong. Logano did very well in the they did very well in the duels, um, and stuff like that. But I think it'll be very close. I think it'll be a Chevy versus Ford battle this year. I think Ford. We'll see if Ford kind of pulls a rabbit out of their hat and they win a bunch of races. They might. Um, I don't know. My bets on my I can't really predict, but I want either I don't want Logano winning because Logano I think already won. Um, I would want Bowman to win the 500. I would love to see him win the 500, and I would love to see him take the number 24 back to victory lane because well used to be I was never a Jeff Gordon fan, but I love to see the number 24 back in the victory lane. And um, so if I want somebody to win from the Ford camp, um, I don't know, maybe Ricky Stenhouse Jr. or one of the other Ford guys, one of those guys. And from Toyota, well, I don't want anybody to win from Toyota. But yeah, I think one of the Ford guys will. I think I want one of the Ford guys will probably. That's one guy from the Ford guy because as long as it's a Ford or Chevy win, I don't care because it's American muscle. So and what's his face that the high performance model that they actually the car that the Camry that they run in the series is not the it doesn't have a muscle car it doesn't have a muscle car engine and it shouldn't be in here. I think Dodge should come back, but that's different. That's a different subject for a different day. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it should be a toss up between Ford and Chevy. I don't want to see Toyota win anything. They already won the dual clash, which was pathetic. But the Bush clash, which was pathetic, and I think the duels. I was watching some of the highlights of the duels. They were pretty much better. There was no they weren't a complete wreck fest. I'm hearing. And I think there's a Dubai 4 hour race going to be happening today or tomorrow. I can't remember today or tomorrow. Oh, well, actually, I think there was one that happened today, and I think there's one happening tomorrow morning because well, Dubai is all the way out in the middle of nowhere in the other part of the world. So I'm probably going to be sleeping while that is happening. So yeah, and while this video is uploading. So yeah. But yeah, I will. But yeah, I will. I'll give you guys a small erase of the stock car, and I will do some practice, and then I will obviously do some good stuff. It should be fun. Should be fun. It's either that or do some really kooky like do some Porsche 917 10s, probably doing 230 miles an hour, but we'll see. I might do that because I might because I'm crazy like that. So you guys will find out when you guys see the video that comes out tomorrow. I'll give you guys some updates of the Daytona 500 and stuff like that. I know you guys are all going to say, "Oh, you got to use stock cars." I can use whatever I want because technically the actually no, the Porsche 917 didn't use a production engine, so I can't really say it used a purpose-built race engine. But then again, NASCAR stock cars are also purpose-built. Or I could actually race real cars that actually race in the real world, and I could actually race real stock cars on the Daytona Oval. Who knows? Might be crazy enough to do that. And, who knows what this kooky YouTuber is going to do. But I guess I'll bid you guys you guys have that late at night. But I'll see you guys later, and I pray for my friends. I pray for everybody. I pray for the success of everybody. And everybody stay strong, including my grandmother who just did surgery. And I hope she stays strong. And I hope my team at work stays strong. And I hope people who don't want to work get empowered to work better. And the ones that shouldn't be, don't do that. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys tomorrow. The first video you guys will probably watch is me racing racing the cars. I'm probably gonna race. I'm gonna figure out. Probably gonna do 50 miles or something like that, which is probably gonna be 20 some odd laps. I'll have to calculate that, see what's up. So, but I'll see you guys. I'll tell you guys what I'm going to be doing, and I'm gonna obviously practice and qualifying, and then I'm just gonna race. So yeah, you guys will. I'll see you guys later, and then throughout the course of the day, because the race is gonna be like 4 hours anyway. It's gonna be like 4 hours anyway, so I'm just gonna give you guys an update like every couple of minutes, and I'll check in some radio and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted, and I'll let you guys know who wins, and then I'll shoot a real vlog at night, and then I'll end my day, and then I've got a doctor's appointment on Monday. I'll tell you guys how that goes, but I'll see you guys then. Peace out.